Hey, how we doing, everybody? We all here. There you go, Doug. You'll be able to look at another giant radio cruncher on your screen, look. How's everyone doing? So I'm a little bit late. I had to go out and walk the dogs and do the chickens and all the rest of it. Oh, I still haven't done the dishes yet. Don't tell Mrs. Cruncher though. Hopefully I can get down and do them quick before she gets here. Oh dear. Yeah. So and again, when you're dog walking, you bump into people and you start yapping, and before you know it, you're late. So unfortunately, I'm 15 minutes late today, but hopefully you didn't mind. We've got a few in already by the looks of it. It's a little bit later today. The reason for that is Mrs. Cruncher's working late today. She doesn't normally work on a Thursday, but today she's gone in. It's the big sale where she works, and she's been in there, so she won't be home till probably just before 9 o'clock, I think. But I've asked her to get some tea on the way home, so there you go. That's why I'm a later today rather than earlier. So I thought a lot of you be home from work now, and you'll be able to join me. So let's have a look who we got. We got Marquis, Daniel Russell, Derek Taffman, me, Michael Hyde, Time Tech, and we got Flies in here. It's boiling here in here actually. Rob Titheridge, hi Rob. He's on time for a change. That's because I'm later, Rob, isn't it? Superbike Rider Clive, Barry Charnley, Phil the Power Taylor, Chris all the gear, no idea. Just finish work and you can enjoy the live stream. Yeah, I think it might be a way forward, Chris, that I do a later one. It's really all dependent on Mrs. Cruncher. I've got to obviously do the dogs, the chickens, and sort tea when she's working. So you know, there you go. Hi Colin Parnell. I think I said hello to Daniel. Driver Films Shortwave. Dom, how you doing, mate? Benji's in. Benji, you missed the other day, Benji, didn't you? Did you miss Tuesday, Benji? I think you did. It's the first, isn't it? First ever? Doug McCartin, yeah, a giant radio cruncher drinking with a glass of cider, actually, that was, Doug, which could be on the cards in a minute, actually. Sean, back from Newquay. Can I do a Newcastle accent? Unlikely. It's unlikely. It'll come out Pakistani again. Stephen Devereux. Hi, Stephen. What's that, Derek? The dog walking and tea and all the rest of it. She won't be home till probably 9, actually, and I've asked her to grab a Mackie D's on the way. I haven't had a Mackie D's for a long time. Months, actually. So, be nice not to cook tonight. Cyberflyer, how are you? Doug, I said hello, Doug. Patronics, Nick, how are you? Better late than never. Scott, how you doing? Couldn't work out the 6-pin power chip. Can't figure out the manufacturer. No, we've all had to go at that, Scott. It really is eluding us, that one. I'm not sure what it is. I've got the other bits here, so that's something we could possibly look at, whether we try and solder that thing on. But really, no format today. I've absolutely got no format. I'll show you the headache I've been having with this diesel pump. It's a bit of a nightmare. Bit of a nightmare. But well, it's a nightmare. It's not. I don't know really. It's one of those things that ain't really supposed to be repaired. It's supposed to be thrown away and you buy another one. But people are very clever and they've found out ways to get around the faults on them, and they've come up with ideas of repairing them. Hi, Dick, all the way from Harlem. How you doing, Dick? Dick Ketting, yeah, that's it. Welcome, mate. So yeah, obviously it's not something that's supposed to be repaired. It's a throwaway unit, really. It goes pop, and you throw it away and get another one. So that's the case. But yeah. Daughter uni digs, yeah. Sean's been up past the I don't know what that big icon is up on the motorway by not Manchester, by Newcastle. Something of the, is it Spirit of the North? I can't remember now. Excuse me, I've got itchy eye. I spent most of the afternoon yesterday in the opticians. Oh, what a nightmare that was. I say nightmare. It's got to be tough for them, isn't it, trying to work like that? And Mrs. Cruncher's in the same boat at the moment. You know, they've all got to wear PPE. Mrs. Cruncher's got to wear one of those face shields. You know, they've got to sanitize stuff down, and they've got shields in front of them. It's a bit of a nightmare, but at least places are getting open again now. Hopefully safe. Hopefully safe, because I say it is a worry. And there's a big sale on today in there, so she's going to be in contact with even more people. So hopefully, well, she will. She'll stay safe anyway. But yeah, going into the opticians, it was pretty hectic, and everything having to be sanitized down at every stage, and you know there was quite a sort of queue building up. They were sort of pushing people through, and it cost me an absolute fortune. Dear oh dear, they do certainly charge a hell of a lot for a decent pair of glasses, don't they? We've got some sunglasses this time as well for a change, so I'll be able to read outside when it's really sunny. And these glasses here are absolutely filthy. I can't hardly see through these. I'll have to give these a clean over in a minute. Right, so let's have a look at this thing then, because I've got issues soldering to. Oh, I just broken that. Is it supposed to go that way? Yes, it is. Let's see if I can get the overhead camera in. Let's pull the power supply out because the microscope's in the way. Let me just show you the problem I've got at the moment. If I can get this thing plugged in. Right. Just refresh my overhead camera. Where is my overhead camera? Oh, it's not going to, is it? No, it doesn't want to work. Why don't you want to work, overhead camera? Oh, well, that's good. Camera don't want to work anyway. Camera says no. Camera says no. I'll probably have to reboot to get that to work, so we might leave that for a minute. So I have got a picture. I have got a picture of what I'm on about. So, no, he won't. He doesn't. It's not playing. That's because it's undone there. Now, why is it undone there? It's all happening. It's all happening. Let me see if I can get this working, because it'd be better to show you rather than just show you a picture. Let's try that again. Ah, that's better. That's betterer. Okay. Right, here we go. So what I'm talking about is the management module for this diesel engine, which has been rather naughty. Right, let me see how close I can get in, because I do need to get in really close for this. Okay. Let me turn around this way a minute. So what you're seeing here is the part that we've taken the MOSFET out of. That weird looking thing. And it's difficult because I'm way out of the way. So you can see I've got a green wire here, which I've managed to tack on to that point. The problem I've got is I've got a couple connections there which go off to one lead, so I've got those out of the way. It's this little pad here. I cannot get solder tacked onto that whatsoever. I've had all sorts of trouble. I've tried all sorts of things, but and the pad I'm on about is that one. Can I go that way a little bit? Make that a little bit lighter. Might be too light there. That's all right. So the pad I'm on about is this little tiny one here. Now, it's not copper. I think it might be some sort of aluminium, but I've heated that up to 420 with my biggest soldering iron tip, and I cannot get that to take any solder whatsoever, which is a little bit of a problem because that's one of the connection points. I think it's focused on the wrong place there. Let me just see if I can get it to focus a bit better. That's better, a bit center of the camera. Yeah, so going a little bit closer, a bit closer again, a bit closer again. Yeah, so you can see the pot I mean. I'll just clean it up with a bit of isopropyl because I've been trying to solder it. I've tried all sorts of different fluxes and solders on it. I've tried silver solder. I've tried everything and nothing will take. There, hopefully you can see that a bit better now. It's a little tiny, and I mean it's tiny. Let me, what can I show you? If I stick a little bit of solder in the picture, this is 0.7mm solder. You can see it is a tiny connection. So it's only about probably a millimetre square, if that. But nothing will take to it. Now, I've been having a chat with Chris and Rob and a few others on the messenger group, and we think it might need some aluminium flux in order to take. I don't know. Anybody got any experience of soldering to that at all? Hi, Mike Atlantis. How are you? Didn't see you pop in, mate. Welcome. Raining there. It's really muggy here. It's really stuffy in here at the moment. I've opened all the windows up. It's cooling down a bit. Is it connected to the end cap of the SMD capacitor? I cannot find it, Scott. I've tried probing around, but I cannot find where that goes to. It's one of the legs of the MOSFET. Blowtorch. The problem is a blowtorch is going to melt too much stuff, Derek. I've tried that Time Tech, but I cannot find where it's connected to. Well, I say I haven't gone over every little spot. The problem is if I zoom out a little bit. Oh, wrong way. Oh, there you can see it now. Roist. But if you notice the pad beside it, just here, I have actually managed to tack some solder onto that. So I've got a good solder point there, which is one of the legs of the MOSFET. That's the other one, and the other one goes to ground. So I have scraped away some of this to reveal the copper. I've got a rather large 200-watt soldering iron coming, so I'm hoping to be able to solder to that pad. If not, I've also got some glue that I can put on it. It's going to be the gate. Yeah, if we go to the let's just zoom out a bit. We can try ohming it out. The problem is we've got lots of these packages like this, and we've got little tiny modules that you can't quite see. I'll come back out. I'll go out even further. So there's lots of these little packages that have got, well, this almost looks like a microprocessor of some sort. And some very small chips. There's no way I'm going to get any solder onto them. The only chance I've got is perhaps some of these capacitors, but at the moment I can't. I've tried ohming it out and I can't find a connection from that pin to any of those capacitors, which does seem strange. And I've tried ohming it out to all the surrounding pins as well. You'd expect it to be driven somewhere on the board. It could be from one of those little tiny microchips, Scott. And to be fair, I mean, I think I'm going to have to take this off so as I can get it underneath the microscope. The problem is my microscope full tilt is still way too close to the board. So I'm either going to put my microscope up on a stand, or I've got to take this ECU off. But if we look at the other one, so that pin, if we remember that where that pin is, let's go back in a bit closer. Where am I now? There we go. Yeah, so if you remember where that pin is, and this white substance is it's not a PCB, it's like a ceramic. It's like a ceramic circuit board, if you know what I mean. So I don't know whether the tracks go in underneath, or whether they're in the ceramic material, and it could be that ceramic material that's actually sinking all my heat away from it. I cannot get a tack on that with anything at all. I've tried silver solder, I've tried lead free, leaded, I've even used plumb-in solder, which is what the manufacturers of this aluminium flux I was going to try recommend. But that's got to come from Poland and could take a good week or so to get here, so one of those things. So yeah, you can see I've cleaned up the pad there, ready for the MOSFET. I've got the MOSFET here actually. It's arrived. I'm just waiting for soldering iron and other bits and pieces. So let me get that PDF up again. The owners also asked if I can do the voltage regulator at the same time. I don't want to stop pulling that off until I'm 100% confident. So yeah, have I got that one up? No, I closed the thing of that. Let's go over to my screen a minute. So this is what we've got. So I've managed to get a connection there, and I've got a connection there. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm sure I can get a connection there. I don't know what these leads are made of. They're very very light. It almost feels like solder. They're that flexible. And this shows the. I can get it over. Assuming I'm on the right screen. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, these legs cross over. I can't remember the pin out of this this thing now. What is it I got? It was. Is it that one? Yeah. Let's just find the pin out of that a minute. So it is. It's a IRLR. There we go. Just get the data sheet on that. Okay. Get down to the pinout. Full screen again. Here we go. That's that surface mount. Well, yes, okay. So it's connected to pin 1, which is the gate. Yeah, you're dead right there, Scott. It's connected to the gate, so that's got to go somewhere. It's not so the drain, the middle one is connected to the ground plane, which is pin 2 and 4, and the source pin 3 is connected over to the larger of the two pads. So yeah, that's the idea. I mean, this looks pretty shocking what they've done there, to be honest. I really don't know the state of that. You can't really see this. It doesn't. Nobody really says a lot about it, but if you look at the YouTube videos, they just seem to be able to tin it, and away they go. And I don't know. I think Paul said that they're used in a special aluminium flux. So this is the second bit, is this 5-volt regulator. It's an S8, sorry, 78SO5 that I've ordered in. I thought I had some of these, but I may well have, but I've ordered some more in anyway. It's cheaper to buy them in tens than it is individually. And of course that goes down here. So I've got to do really exactly the same as I did here over here. So I need to make 100% sure that I can actually solder to this before I start pulling this off. So we don't really know whether that's good or bad, that one. The owner wants me to do it at the same time because of the way that the thing failed. I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's just a picture of one of the regulators. So this is the materials used to repair it. See, they don't state anything. Look, a liquid flux, the means to act coagulation for better soldering. It doesn't give a specific flux for it. 1 mil soda wire. Well, it doesn't say. Not that we need to rely on this, but you know, obviously someone's put some time to take us some time to do it. And that just goes on to other diesel pump faults then, really. So yeah, that's where I'm coming from anyway. That's what I'm stuck on at the moment, people. So I may have to get some of this fancy flux in from Poland, which is going to take an age, and a guy wants his van back on the road, you know. Need an auto electrician? No, I don't think that's going to be any good. Sure, we need a we need a micro electronics engineer, really. I think it's aluminium, Scott, and we're going to need to get some aluminium solder for it. George, you're watching but off for tea. Afternoon, George. Hi, Ganesh. How are you? Yeah, Time Tech. I think Chris is the one that pointed out it could well be this Bond. Sounds like James Bond, doesn't it? Um, this is what Chris suggested. This S Bond Technologies. Now they offer a kit. They'll send out like a kit. I don't know if it's I think it's for trial. But again, I think this is an American company. It looks like yeah. I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look down the bottom. Contact us. Where are they from? PA. Is that Philadelphia? Yeah, Chris was suggesting, and this is what did I get to? There's another page I was looking at. Get request. Bonding without fluxes of plating, bonding of ceramic to metal, aluminium joining. So yeah, if anybody's interested in reading up on that, that's basically what I found with a quick Google. I've been on Google more than I've done anything today. Just post that in the chat for you if anyone does want to have a look at that. Gary, how you doing? So there's a couple options. I know Paul Cody's said that one of the videos had a link to this. I think it's alum flux. Yeah, this stuff. So you get it in different size bottles, but basically it comes from Poland. This is a Polish company. I don't know what their lead times are, but it works with aluminium, copper, brass, brown, whatever that is, zinc, and galvanized steel. It says low working temperature, 200 to 250. But this was the bit that caught me out. Is the best results were achieved using unleaded solder, which is SN97Cu3. So if we search Google for that, it's plumbing solder. It is plumbing solder as far as I can see. Yeah, there's some there that's a bit smaller. That's 0.8 mil. I've got some here, some plumbing solder, but soldering paste. So that's basically what it is. It's this lumping great solder, SN97Cu3. That was it, wasn't it? Yeah. So it's plumber's solder. So it's lead free plumbing solder. So I'm going down a bit of a rabbit hole, really, but I think I'm possibly going to have to order some of this from Poland because I can't find a supplier. To do a smaller bottle, they do this reel of lead-free solder as well. Tip cleaner, chrome solder or flux. So yeah, Paul sent me a link to this site, so I've had a look through here as well. But it's one of those things. Like I say, I'm going down a bit of a rabbit hole with it. It's interesting trying to find it out though. So yeah, you've got some of you, Time Tech. Low melt alloy rods should melt with hot air. Hi, Stephen. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, the plumbing soda we use over here, Doug, is just solid soda, no core on it. In fact, I've got some here on the bench. Look. It's all looking a bit green, isn't it? It's not a fault with the camera, just a bit green. So yeah, this is your standard sort of plumbing lead-free soda you get over here. It's solid soda. There's no flux in it. You've got to add flux. I mean, I've got some. I found a tin of what we call Laco. It's quite acidic, that flux, but I've tried it. It doesn't touch it. It doesn't get nowhere near it. So that was a no, really. There you go, Sean. That's answered that question, isn't it? So yeah, that's I don't know what to do next, really. I think we're going to have to get some of this. And Time Tech, I'm not sure where you are, Time Tech. You're not in the UK, are you? But if you want to send me an email, Time Tech, send me an email. If anybody has got, all I need is a little tiny bit, isn't it? It's not like I need a whole bottle just to do one job. I do want to get this guy's van back on the road as soon as, if I can. As soon as possible. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. Right, we need to get some cider in because I've got it out of the fridge, but it's warming up by the minute. It's warming up by the minute. And I need it for stress, for the stress of it all. So we've got a bit of Henry Weston's, nice cold, straight out the fridge, complete with condensation. Nice bit of cider. Incidentally, the girls are getting on well. Still no eggs from them yet. The chickens, that is, and I've just tipped all my soda legs everywhere. That's great. That's going to take me a while to pick up. All my capacitor legs, all down the back of the soldering station. Oh well. Another job for Graham to clear up. Anyway, I'm having a cider anyway, sod it. Oh, that's great stuff, Time Tech. I thought you were overseas for some reason. I mean, I would have thought I could solder it with normal lead-free solder, but mine is SN99. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what this is. I mean, this is Crystal 400 SN99-3 CU 0.7. Yeah, so it's 99.3% tin and 0.7% copper. What did we say the other one was? 97.3. So that's fairly close. And I've got a silver one here, which is 95 AG 5 CU. I don't know. There's so many different types of lemon stuff, isn't there? Oh dear. Yeah, if you could drop me an email, then Time Tech, that'd be great. Hook me up. Dono Electronic LZA1. You got the same glasses. It's a beauty. This is my favourite cider glass, people, and this is an Addlestone's glasslet. I won't tip it up too high because I'll tip it all over my desk. Addlestone's Clouding. I think I got that from a car boot sale. Oh, it's good stuff though. Oh, I feel better already. I feel better already. So Dono Electronic. Let me do a Google search for that one then. But I can pitch a bit and send it back to you, to be fair, Time Tech. What is that then? Is that the solder or flux? Let's have a look. LZA1, Dono Electronic. Probably that one. Alright, so aluminium solder. Roger that. The soft soldering of aluminium. Melting range 227 to 310. I think that'd be great, Time to, but I think the issue is the flux, because I haven't got anything to prevent it oxidizing when it's heated. I think Mr. Andrew Alsfer said he had some aluminium flux as well. What's that, Mike? You got the same oh, right, okay. I thought you were about flux as well. So that's the dilemma at the moment with the diesel management unit. DMU, I think they call it, don't they? So if I can't heat the pad up enough to solder the chip actually onto the MOSFET, then I am going to have to bond it. I'm going to have to use some of that thermal bonding compound. So that's that. And I've got a little project I want to do as well. Only a little tiny build, but if you remember, we were looking at CBs the other week, weren't we? Which I've got various down here. Yeah, so that's so this is the Binatone 5-star. This is the one that's got 80 channels in it, which I've got to remove. But what I can't do at the moment is because my poor old Marconi test set is very poorly at the moment. Not very well at all. And I can't actually measure the frequency off of this. Now, Doug very kindly sent me some info on pulling out the center pin of a T-piece, a BNC T-piece. I did pull some of those out. I have got some, but what I haven't got is loads of BNC plugs. So although I've got the T-piece stuck, I haven't got a load of plugs. This one there, so that's a BNC T-piece. So the idea was to pull the center pin out of this bit. Then you connect your dummy load to one end and the radio on test to the other. So it's just sort of not actually physically connected, but very close. That's okay. I think that would work. Well, I'm sure it would work. Doug wouldn't have sent it to me else. Hi, Resonator. So yeah, that was the idea. But then I found another video from TRX Bench, actually one of my favourite YouTubers, who's not sending out any videos, as we all know at the moment. He's okay though, apparently. I don't know if anyone's got any latest news on him. But he's put out a very nice video on making a transformer up, basically in a metal box to sniff the signal, which can be connected directly to your scope or your frequency counter or whatever else you want to connect it up to. So that's the way I'm gonna go. So I'm getting bits together to do that, so as I can actually get these things tested, because it's a real pain in the neck that this comms test set isn't working, because it would do the lot in one go, so easy. So Resonator saying, why not use magnet wire and skip the alum? I've tried magnet wire Resonator. I cannot get it to tack to that pad at all. It just will not tack. TP, what's that driver? Dom. It looks like it's an aluminium pot. Aluminium pad resonator. I can show you a quick picture. Actually, no, I'm actually still in it. Look, still got the camera over there, haven't I? So yeah, you can see its center screen there. Little tiny square pad there, resonator. If I zoom in a bit closer, can you see it there? Just as about 1 millimeter square in that white ceramic material. It's actually just here. That's what I've got the problem connecting to, that pad there. I can see if I can, yeah, just there. So it's embedded in this ceramic material, so this really does seem to sap the heat away from it. I will need, I'll have to spend some time. The problem is it's coated with all this gel stuff. And if I pull all that off, I need to put something back in there, you know? Cheers, everybody. Anyway. So yeah, this is the next project, and let me just get that video up, and I'll show you roughly what I'm gonna hopefully together. I've got nearly all the bits for it now. I just need a metal box now. That's the only thing I need, a metal box to put it all in. So let's go to my history. And TRX, Mr. TRX bench, there should be on here somewhere. I've just got millions of these videos on this module here at the moment. Everybody seems to be able to solder it, no problem at all. No problem, except me. It might be that I've not got enough heat, because my iron will only go up to 420. I've got another iron coming that will go up to 550, I think. 500 to 550, so that should give me enough to tin it. Okay, let's pop over to my screen again then. This is this thing I'm looking to build for the CB radios. Well, for any radios, amateur radios as well. This will do it all really. Well, it'll do all the HF band. I don't think it'll go up higher than HF without messing around with the toroid. So where are we? Doing yeah, bird, no. So this is what Peter's about really, is getting a metal box, running a wire from the PL259 center, SO239 connectors through this toroid transformer, and then connecting this part to another jack which we can plug in. So we're taking a sample off of this wire, and if we've got a metal container, obviously that's the path for the coax, the outer shield. So Peter draws a bit better picture a bit further on. Let's so this is basically what Peter's built. So he's got a variable pot there. This is his output. Obviously the set under test that the wire for that will pass through the center of this toroid, and that'll take some of the signal off and pass it out through these resistors. I believe this one's 22, it's a 22 ohm pot, and it's a 50 ohm resistor to the center of that one, and that's just connecting the ground through. And this is a BNC, just to take that reading off to whatever you're using to measure it with. So I'll put a link to this video in there. You see, I'm just trying to see if I can get him putting it together. Yeah, so you can see he's basically putting the wire through the center of that and connecting it through this box. So I need to find some sort of box. The beauty of this is it just really, the way he's done it just connects up to the back of the radio like this. And the variable pot, so I mean, if I've got a normal CB radio that's doing like 3-4 watts, I wouldn't need any attenuation. But imagine if I put an amateur radio that's doing 200 watts like my ICOM through this, certainly that the voltage at that would increase quite a lot. So if we've got an attenuator there, that'll cut down the output from this. So that's quite a good idea. You wouldn't need it really for sort of normal CB radio stuff, but for amateur radio, you would need it. And I think Pete goes over his picture later on. He's done a bit of a better drawing of it. But you can see he's able to take sideband readings off that. He's able to pull off the frequency from it. Connected it to scope. Now, I don't know whether I'd be able to measure deviation on this or not. I'm not 100% sure, but this is Pete's final diagram. If anyone's interested, I don't know if my face is in this, or I might not even have it on screen. I hope I've got it on screen. Oh dear. Let me just minimize that, make sure I am on screen. Yes, I am. That's all right. So yeah, it's a pretty straightforward little circuit, really. So we're just using this little toroid transformer to sniff off the signal from this wire here, and this is just balancing it out so as it's 50 ohms. So all the test gear can see it as 50 ohms. Yeah, pretty straightforward. That I think that's a good little build project. So I've got everything pretty much now. I've got it all. I've got it on order. So that's that. So Time Tech is saying the reason some bond wires are welded is that they will likely carry large amounts of current, usually several paralleled, to share the load. Conventional solder would melt at the solder joints. Hell. But it's pretty small, small wire. I mean, a wire of that size surely wouldn't take a lot of current, Time Tech. So the other thing that has arrived today, if you remember, we were looking at Mike's Atlantis and progress work on that. If you remember, the little turntable on the bottom was broken. There's a big crack in it there, and it's really stiff. All of the bearings have come out of their race. It's not a serviceable unit. You can see it's actually cracked. If I get the light just right, you can see the Bakelite is cracked. It's cracked here. So that one is toast. But what arrived today is this from Sean, Mr. Man Cave Workshop himself. And Sean did ask if it was the same size. Well, it's actually exactly the same size. Perfect. So thank you very much for that, Sean. Much appreciated. And I'm sure Michael will appreciate a nice shiny new base for his Atlantis. Brilliant. So that's another job underway. So yeah, I've got plenty of connectors. I've got these connectors to build that kit. I've gone for some nice quality ones. A bit of a mix-up on eBay, actually. The guy said two hole, so he said two twice. So naturally, with that, you'd expect that you'd get two of these, but only one turned up. The neighbours' kids are kicking off again. Look at it out there. It's like a bloody zoo here sometimes. So he very kindly said, my apologies, mistaking the word, and then he sent me another one. So that's my two SO259s. So I've got a bit of wire to go in between. I've got the resistors here. I've got I think it's 2-watt resistors. So I think one of these is a 220. That's a 50 ohm. I've got a I think I've got a 220 ohm here somewhere. Yeah, somewhere here. Although that might be coming with a different supplier. And that's the pot. So I had to go 25 ohm, which is slightly higher than the 22, but that's not going to make a lot of difference, to be honest. It'll still be variable, but these are like ridiculous money. These are quite expensive. It had to be a watt, I think. Yeah, this one's 1 watt. So it had to be wire wound, I think, was the in the spec that Peter put out. So I'm waiting for my toroid, and I've got 1 resistor to come by the looks of it. So that's that bit underway. Doug is saying you can use a directional coupler which has a sampling port with a specified attenuation factor for signal sampling. Yeah, they ain't cheap either, Doug, are they? Another problem, Mike Graham. No problem. uh, yes. So that's the state of play at the moment. The Sony, Paul has very kindly sent me a load of capacitors for the Sony. Yeah, Paul has very kindly sent me a load of capacitors for the Sony, so I'm hoping that most of what I need is in there. If not, I've just got some. I think there's one of them that I haven't got a lot of. I can't remember what it was now. I did write down what I needed of each type. Here we go. Here's my little list. Here's my little list. So 4.7 microfarads at 35 volts. I've got none of those. I've got no 10 microfarad at 16 volts. I've only got 2 out of 300 microfarad 6 volts. And I've got the 47s. So yeah, I'm missing 100, 10s and 4.7s at the moment in order to crack on with that Sony. So I'm a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Bit of a stalemate. Hasn't been that brilliant to do any work on the case of mics, but getting there. There's not much to finish it now. I've just got to really do the Danish oiling on it. Hi, well, you see, how are you? So what else have we got going at the moment? It's all going, isn't it? Really. I want to try and get that computer. I might do I might on Sunday live. I might do my Commodore 64 on Sunday. What do you think? You off, Dom? Are you? Catch you later, mate. So Sunday live. I think I might dig the Commodore 64 out. Now I may be able to hook it up to the computer to actually so you can see the screen on the screen, if you know what I mean. So I've got a capture card down here in an enclosure. I can't remember what you call it now. It's some fancy enclosure. Thunderbolt enclosure. Yeah, I've got a Thunderbolt enclosure with a Thunderbolt capture card in it. So I might be able to pull the screen from the Commodore into the computer. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know if I've got all the cables here to do it though, so that you might have to view it on the screen. But I thought I'd have a look at my Commodore 64 because we rebuilt the thing, cleaned it all up. I've never tried it, so really need to get that up and running. Fancy playing a few old retro games. Yeah, so anybody else got anything to add? Because I've got plenty more here, to be fair. Loads of stuff on the go, but anybody else got anything more to add? Have you got the RGB AV lead for the 64? Bear with me, Scott. I'll have a look in a minute. Let me have a look. I've got this, Scott. Let's do that. Let's go there. I've got this. It's Commodore 64 to 1084S monitor Chroma Luma audio. So I think that goes in the back of the Commodore 64, and this is our Chroma Luma and left and right channel. So I've got that one. I've also got another lead made up, which is just video and audio, which I made up for the VIC-20. So I've got that as well, Scott. So somehow I should be able to get the signal into my computer. I'm going to lose the main camera, though. I'm going to lose this camera because this camera at the moment is using the Thunderbolt enclosure. It's not a problem because I've got other cameras here. I've got the front-facing camera. I've got the webcam. So yeah, I would lose this camera, that's all. But it'd be nice. I've never tried to set up, you know, this is not a gaming channel, really. Although I do like retro gaming. As you've seen from time to time, occasionally I pop a bit of computer stuff on there. This one here will be best, do you think, Scott, do you? Somewhere here. Just bear with me. Let me just see if I can find it. I try and keep it all together. It doesn't look like it to the naked eye, but it's actually on there. Famous last words. I said keep it all together, but I obviously haven't. Let me see if I can get it up for you on the screen, and I'll show you what this capture card is. It's a Blackmagic 4K capture card. All interesting stuff. So Magic 4K capture card. Intensity Pro 4K it is. So let's go to my screen. This is the card that I've got, Intensity Pro 4K PCIe 4-lane video capture card. And it comes with this set of leads. I don't know where it is. I thought it was right here. In fact, it probably is right here, but there's so much rubbish on the floor, I can't find it. It should be right here to hand. Oh, there, I can see it. It's actually closer to me than I thought originally. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, that's basically the card I've got, and I've got that in a Thunderbolt enclosure. So this is it. It looks a bit of a pig's ear, doesn't it? But let's have a look what we've got. So we've got audio left out, audio left in, so it would be audio in, wouldn't it? So it would be that way. Audio in right would be that one. BY out, Y out, AES EBU out, RY in, BY in, audio out, RY out, Y in. So I'm sure somehow I can hook that up. It's got to be, I don't know whether either of these, whether it takes a chroma signal or not, I don't know. Chroma or Luma, I'll have to look it up somehow. I can certainly connect the audio up, and it's only Luma and Chroma. Hi Mervyn, how are you? Any more valve stuff in the pipeline? Um, there's always valve stuff in the pipeline, Sean. I've got plenty of valve stuff. There's loads of valve stuff that I want to do, but I haven't got the space at the moment, Sean. To be fair, I really haven't got the space. I need to have a massive binge and everything out of this room and putting it back in because it's just stuff everywhere at the moment. I can't hardly move in here. Medusa. I've got to get that transformer done. Resonator. I've got to get that transformer done. That's a beauty. I've got to get it done. I'm not avoiding it. I really want to do it. But to be fair, it ain't something that I can do on camera because it's just I really need to get my head stuck in it. I need to study it. I need to try and work out what every single wire do, and that's not something for a live stream, to be honest. I might be able to video it and then put it out as a separate video. I don't know. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if I can connect that up. Again, I'll have to look up what all these different leads do. I don't think there's a spec sheet on there. Because we've got Luma and Chroma, so I'm not sure which of these leads would take Luma and Chroma, if at all. Let me see if I can get a data sheet. Is there any data sheet on this? More info, specifications. I know you can pull video off of it because I have actually managed to get video off of a camcorder as an experiment with it. So I know it'll do it. But, I'll probably need to go to Blackmagic's site for that. Blackmagic, here we go, tech specs. So analog video inputs, component, composite, or S video. So I don't think I'm going to just have to put component on it. Yeah, that's a shame. It'd be nice to get the chroma and luma in it. Yeah, I'm just looking at this for those that are interested. This is the tech spec on this. This is the card that I've got fitted. HDMI audio, analog video inputs. It's got component, composite, or S video. Analog audio inputs. Multiple rate supports, computer interface. It doesn't really what those are. There's a lovely card though, mind you. I did do a bit of research before I got to this one. I would have liked one with more outputs, but one of these is an output and one is an input, so I can run a second screen off of one of these. I can only put one HDMI input in, which is my main camera. Yeah, the leads are a bit of a mystery. This the instructions on it are pretty sparse. Download manual. See if we can find the manual then. This is going to be everyone, I expect. I know. Hope this is not boring you. Yeah, this is pretty much everything, I think. Thunderbolt, USB, PCIe. We want the breakout cable. There must be a thing that says what the breakout cable is. Oh God, no! This is take ages messing about with this. There's so many pages long. Just skip through it. Just see if I glance. We're going into Japanese now. Video. No. I'll need to I need to research that, but see if I can get it if I can get it set up for the weekend so you can view the screen, then Luma is Y, Chroma is V. Oh right, okay, Scott. Luma is Y, Chroma is V. Y RY BY RY BY AESEBU and Y. That's all Y's. I've only got Y's. I've only got Y's, Scott. Video of workbench redo with Mrs. Cruncher helping. I've still got the video to put out of Mrs. Cruncher cutting my hair, and it needs doing again. She's gonna have to do it again fairly soon. Gotta get that done. So yeah, Scott, there's I don't suppose it'll hurt, will it? I'm not gonna damage anything by just connecting them. So it's got to be input leads because it's coming into the computer. Output. Input. Out. Input. Output. Output. So I've only got 3 leads it could possibly be here. Look. Let's just get a bit closer. So this is the three leads that are the input leads. So it's if you can see that or not. Yes, you can, I think. So we've got this one here, lead number 8, which is, well, if I go 7, R-Y in, 8 is Y in, and 9 is B-Y in. So maybe one of those, 2 of those will connect up to these 2. So I think, what is it? Red is Luma. The chroma is red. You can read that. Luma is yellow. Eh? Audio's white and black. I got that wrong there. Audio is white and black. So it's yellow and red is the question. You think a green one probably could be Luma? Be yellow. And then I've got 50-50 in mine. It's a 50-50. So do you think the chroma goes to BY in or RY in? I don't know. I don't suppose it'll hurt, will it? Me having a try. It's a Laura leads, isn't it? A Laura leads. A Laura leads. A Laura leads. Fat Tony, how you doing? So we think a green one. Yeah, that's what we've done. Green is white in. I don't know. I need to find so they're all video. Are you back from dinner stuff now? 15 quid for a haircut now. So all video level signals. So I can't do any harm then really by just plugging them in and seeing which works best. Because basically this one here is a monitor cable. That's the monitor cable for connecting that to my monitor. But it's very difficult to view a monitor through a camera. I can mess about with the refresh rates of the camera and try and get it to show up. But if I can connect it directly to the computer, I can actually put the screen on and I can show myself playing it, I suppose. I mean, it must be able to be done because Jan Beta and all that, they do it, don't they? No problem at all. I'll have to have a word with Jan Beta. He's the man. And my CPC order's been dispatched. I was going to show you the monster soldering iron that I've picked up as well. Because I have picked up a monster of a soldering iron to try and solder this thing up. So I've picked up this beast. Temperature range 500 to 550. As I say, mine will only go up to 420, so this is going to give me a lot more scope, and it's actually got the chisel tip with it. It doesn't show it there. It's really reasonable, actually. Shows it there with the chisel tip. Look. So that's the one that I've got with it. Assuming I'm on that screen. Yes, I am. So that's a monster of a soldering iron at 200 watts. It's huge, but it's only $9.95. Look. That's pretty reasonable, isn't it? And Chris said that he's bought a Weller, and I mean the Weller ones are ridiculous money. Oh, they've actually got spare chisels in there as well. 338. I must add one of those to my basket. But yeah, that'll certainly, if anything, will heat that up. That thing will. So that's the plan. It's a monster, Sean. You wouldn't want to lick that one. Hi, Pat. How are you? Long hair gives a little extra to spend on toys. Well, I bought my own clippers, so Mrs. Crunch had done a cracking job on mine. But she's booked in, I think, next week for hers. Get rid of my picture-in-picture. That's a bit annoying. A bang bang controller. I like the sound of that one, Scott. Very rough temperature regulation. It's one of those things, isn't it, that you got 300 watt. It takes 45 minutes to cool down. Jesus Christ, Tony. I know Chris has bought he's bought a Weller. But yeah, that's pretty good value in it. I know it's not, it is a rough and ready iron, Scott, and it's going to be that, isn't it? I mean, at some stage I'm going to hopefully try and build one of those loops like Mr. Andrew Alsfer did. See if I can get one of those built up and make up a little box out of copper or brass, preferably brass. Yeah, I like the bang bang controller. Don't go getting one of those, Daniel. The Duratool ones, to be fair, are pretty good. I mean, I've had no problems with mine apart from elements over the years. So I've got a paste now, which is a bit nicer. It's a lot nicer actually, but at a price, that's the thing, isn't it? You get what you pay for. You got a 240 watt Weller Glass Singer gun for stubborn jobs. I've got one of those, but it wouldn't touch it. It wouldn't touch it, Doug. I don't know what output it is. Let me just get it for you a minute. Let me just get it for you. I have actually showed this one before. I mean, this weighs an absolute ton. So let's move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm going to zoom out because it's taking up too much. There you go. That is a monster, isn't it? It weighs an absolute ton. It's like something you should be knocking people out with. It's really heavy. It doesn't say what output it is though. Well, this is a car boot cell purchased many years ago. It says it's 18 amp. It's got a light on it, but 2.2 volt lamp. It's a T40 stroke E, so I'm not sure what this is output wise. But I bought this one from a car boot sale many moons ago. So for you soldering gun people out there, anybody got any clues what that means? But it's pretty meaty, well robust, weighs a ton. It does work still. The light works, everything, but it just doesn't perform how I'd expect it to. Really, is what I'm trying to say. Really, Paul, how you doing? You've missed loads, mate. We've nearly finished. Well, what is the time anyway? That's only 7. All right for a while yet. No rush. Victor 1. Bill, how you doing? Still at work? How you keeping, Bill? I haven't seen you for ages, mate. Not seen or heard of you. Hope you're all well over there. Yeah, I think certainly a couple. I think it's Mr. Carlson's modified his, hasn't he? Mr. Carlson has modified his, and I think they changed. This tip is rubbish. I think what they do is they get a piece of really thick copper and just bend a U in the end. Take this out and just put a U in it. But this would have been quite an expensive gun probably back in the day. I don't know how old it is. Like I say, I picked it up at a car boot sale. I think you call them yard sales over there, don't you? So yeah, there we go. It's a beauty though. He's a beauty. You've been working. You're 7 hours behind, y'all. Y'all. Well, cheers, Bill. Anyway, nice to have you on board, mate. Hope you're all right. Weller OC05C. Bit of 6mm cable. Yes, and it's an 05003D, Paul. 05003D. A serial T40-E. 05003D. Bit of 6mm cable, I remember. It probably is, Bill. It's an old iron, but it's not seen a lot of use really. I've used it. You can see it's. I used to use this one for the PL259s to solder the coax on the end. It's a bit of a monster. Monster iron. Glass slinger special. Have a test with it. Sean wants a... Sean loves his soldering irons. He's a soldering iron freak. He loves it. To send him this one for his birthday next time. It's pretty... I mean, the cable strain relief seems a bit non-existent. Looks like it used to be there once upon a time. Let's plug her in. See if we can fuse all the electrics. Saying that, I put new batteries in our smoke detectors today because they were chirping overnight. It's really annoying. And I pulled them off, and the expiry date on the smoke detector is 2018. So lo and behold, I got to buy 2 new smoke detectors now. Pain in the neck. So there we go, Sean. Look at that. Look at that. Let's turn the light off so you can see. Look at that. Work light. Whoa. He still works. Smoking. What can we solder? What can we solder? We must have something here we can do some soldering on, haven't we? Surely. Must have something we can solder here. Just do some SMD caps with it. Do some SMD caps, shall we? Here we go then, we'll do some SMD caps, yeah? That's the best bet, isn't it? Right, which one should we do? This one down here? This one? And quite get in there. That one? Don't know, you might be able to. Look at the size of the thing. It's a monster, isn't it? Cheers, Sean, for testing the iron. I don't think we'll do the SMD caps with it. What can we solder? There must be something we can solder here. Surely. What have we got here? What's this? This is one of these rubbish RS pots that they retrofitted to the RP18s. What can we connect to that? We need something pretty substantial to connect to that, don't we? Let's see if I can find some hefty wire, but I haven't got any to hand, otherwise typical. I've tipped all my all my capacitor legs out all over the bench. It's something I must get myself sorted on. I must get some decent wire. Got to get some multiple sizes of single and double core wire. Let's just chuck a bit of this on it, shall we? Here we go then, Sean. Here we go. We're in business. Got some grey wire here. Some 1mm wire, so let's connect it up to the volume pot. Let's heat her up. She's big and hot. What am I saying? What am I saying now? Must be the cider kicking in. So let's tin her up. Where's me monster? Let's get the monster solder up. Monster solder. The monster iron. Let's give her a tin. It's rolling all over the place here. There we go. So we're on. Light is on. She's working. Oh. Whoa. She's going mad. She's going mad. Got to melted me bench, Sean. Got to melted me benchlet. Right. Where's my wire? This is for Sean. Give me wire. Whoa, that don't take any prisoners, does it? There you go, Sean. Bit of live solder action from the mental Weller robust. It's a beast. Hi, Robert, how are you? So there we are. Just a quick demo with the mental iron. I don't know as I say. I don't know what the spec is on that. Whether Paul's found that, or whether Paul's going to look at that or not. Cheers, battery maker. Cheers, Bill. $10mm copper cable to a chassis. I don't know. It's that higher wattage, to be honest. Oh, Paul's pinged me. Sorry, I missed that, Paul. Paul pinged me. Weller PDF. O5C. Could be that one, Paul. So Paul's just pinged me this. This looks very much like it there, doesn't it? In fact, that's got to be the one, isn't it? I mean, it says 050 on this one. 03D. It looks very similar to that. O5C, yeah, we got the light. We have the light. Can even get new tips for it. Look. Whoa, standard. What's the difference? Oh no, maybe that's some. The O5C has got a 6150 tip on it. Look at that. It's a beauty. This can be used by children from 8 years or above. So if you're over 8 years old, people, you're good to go on this. No problemo. It's good gear. God, would you really want an 8-year-old using that? And persons with reduced physical, sensory, or mental capabilities or lack of experience and knowledge, if they've been given supervision or instruction concerning use of the appliance in a safe way and understand the hazards involved. Children shall not play with the appliance. Excellent. Excellent. You just got to let the kids play with this, haven't you? They'd love it. Cheers for sending this over, Paul. Good bit of fun. See if we can get through all of it. So start, stop. Push a button. Maximum 12 seconds, minimum 48 seconds. Okay, so 12 seconds is all they reckon to use. Wow. Trying to get to the specs on them. Let's have a look down through. So they're all 100 watts, are they? Yeah, yeah, looks like 100 watts. It ain't brilliant, is it, really? We think that these big solder guns are going to be a lot more substantial than that. Anyway, I'm digressing again, aren't I? 250 watt, David. Where did you see that then? Did I miss that? Evening, George. Hi, Linton. How are you? Nothing really. We're just having a chat, to be fair. 250 watts. And did I miss that somewhere? Oh, there's loads of flies in here tonight. Operating instructions. Trying to find the English ones. Right, okay, I think this one is 250 volt amps. The point is, sorry, the 05 is 250 volt amps, whatever the hell that means. Yeah, so I'm assuming this is the one I've got. So these are 100 watts. This one's 250 volt amps. This volt amps thing does my head in. A lot of the transformers are quoted as volt amps, aren't they? VA. So anybody know what the VA is? What is volt amps? Not what is it, but what does that equate to? Oh, so it's exactly the same as what? So this is a 250 watt iron. It can't be. Andrew, how are you? You ought to try soldering with it, Andrew. You never know. It does weigh in a fair bit. 1.8 kilos. Look, it's a monster. Whoa. So need to correct using the power factor if inductive or capacitive. Volts times amps. See Scott's reply. Divide the volts by the watts. VA equals milliamps. Measure it with a power meter. I haven't got a power meter that will measure that, have I? Got an ammeter, but seems to be a lot of interest in my monster soldering iron. He is a beauty, isn't he? Collapsed after work. He is a beauty. He's a beauty. He's a beauty. So I've just been having a look at my big tool, Andrew, if you just joined. Well, how robust. It's 0.18 amps actually. Was that the bulb? $250 amps, yeah. Monster. Reichel. They still make them? No way. Yeah, it's that same data shit in there. So really, that's a bit of a monster gun. Have I made a mistake by buying a 200-watt flat iron? Yeah. So Paul has just popped me this in. So this is still for sale. When I bought this from a car boot sale, must have been at least 10 years ago. Must have been. I can't believe they've still got it for sale. This is a German site, but 107, probably 107 euros. But it is saying 250 watts, look. They even got tips for it, look. That's a proper soldering tip, isn't it, that one? There's no grub screws on that. That's literally bolt it in. Spanner it in. Dear, oh dear. Cheers for that, Paul. I'm sure that's cheered Sean up no end. Not got a kilowatt. I haven't, George. No, I must get myself one of those. I was quite impressed with yours, to be fair. I must pick me up one of those. Your one at 8100D is 100 watts. This is a monster, then, isn't it? 250 watts. Christ. I've unplugged it again now. Let's just plug it back in again. I thought that wasn't melting that solder very quick. How quick will it melt a bit of solder then? Pretty quick. That's pretty damn quick, isn't it? Oop, steady. Steady. burning me cutting mat. Mind you, the cutting mat has seen better days. To be fair, it's a good couple, 3 years old, 2 or 3 years old. You have the two-stage 240 watt Weller. Oh, Christ. I see, Scott, right. Your dad has one of these a bit smaller, Robert, does he? It's a beast. What I need is a holster for that to put it on. I need a tool belt with a holster for that one, don't I? It's a beauty. It's just plate to rest it on. Yeah, it was, Doug, wasn't it, really? Yeah, it was. I say, I've had it for a long time. You can feel it kick as you push the button on it. Yes, the tip ain't brilliant, to be fair. It probably needs cleaning off and retinning properly. Doesn't hold solder very well. So it needs retinning the tip. So get all the blobs of solder off the cutting mat. Yeah, there you go. I'll wave it. Nick is saying if I wave it around outside, the police would come and shoot me. They probably would. They wonder what the hell it was. They say it's 1.8 kilos. It's a. You couldn't do multiple soldering for that for very long. But the reason I bought it was for soldering PL259s, which is the coax connectors for amateur radio, really, or CB radio, whichever you're into. That's why I bought it. That's the only thing I've used it for, to be honest. I did try it on that, but it wouldn't take on that. To be fair. Oh, okay, Doug. Yeah, what, like that that diesel thing, that ECU. Toast. And my Sony board. Probably not a good idea to fire up around that one then either, really. So we haven't really done a lot today, have we? But been a bit of a fun get together, I think. Shall I have another cider or shall I have a beer? I better have another cider, but I better not mix the hop and vine, have we? No, hop and vine? That's apple and wine. No, that's beer and wine. What's the same for mixing cider? I don't know. Don't mix. No mixy. Let's have another cider. So yeah, that's something I'm considering for Sunday is to dig the Commodore 64 out, fix the binner tone, and get on with it. Hey Bob, how you doing? The Route 66. We've got to strip her guts out, Bob. We've got to rip her apart. I did keep the I thought I kept out. No, I did. I haven't kept it out. I thought I'd kept out the Rotel so we can compare boards, but I don't think I have. But yeah, Bob is. We could use the massive iron on it, couldn't we? Bob was saying to crack on with the Route 66. These were nice radios back in the day, but as I say, unfortunately, someone's been inside this and stuck in I piggybacked another PLL on top of the old one. Stay. So yeah, someone's piggybacked a PLL on top of the old one. Yeah, so they made a bit of a lash job of it, but in some ways and then not in others. So we've got lots of things to do on it. We've got to reconnect up the speaker, external speaker socket. We've got to take out whatever this is. This blotch here. Looks like something connected into the meter display, so whether it's for an external meter, that's got to come off. So yeah, you can't quite see it. I don't think you can. PLL is over here. So if you're peeking underneath, you can see, if I get rid of my picture-in-picture, you can see LC. LC? Who's LC? LC1. LC71. Looks like 32, doesn't it? But that's not the correct PLL chip. The correct one is actually in underneath this one. This is where we're looking at here, where the forceps are. It's a PLL chip. So they piggybacked one on top of it. To get to it, I'd need to take a channel display out. This board has got loads of link wires as well. So this board's got loads of wires, as you can see, coming off this ribbon cable. It's been done really neatly, actually. I would think probably a proper rig doctor has done this one, because they have kept the old speaker connection. All the ribbon cables coming up. All these need taken off. That chip underneath needs to come out. There really is no point leaving a set like this as 80 channel, because you can get 80 channel radios for next to nothing. So these mods got done back in the day when they just legalized 40 channel. Sorry, the set CEPT 40 channels. They brought the CEPT channels in, or PR27, I think they called it. So everyone then decided that instead of buying a new radio, they'd modify their old one, which is, I suppose, is fair dues back in the day. You know, you didn't have spare cash around to go and buy a brand new radio, so the cheapest alternative was to modify your existing one and pinch one of the switches to switch it in. But obviously it's not legal. It's not a legal thing you can do. So as I say, the price came down of legal 2-channel radios. I mean, you can still buy these mod things and that now, but it's got to come out. So yeah, I understand what you're saying, Bob. Rip it out. There's a piggyback LC7332. It might be, it's just a bit dirty that I can't quite read what it says. It's either dirty or it's worn off. I think it's a 7137 underneath, isn't it? 7132, Bob, on top. 7132 on top. The USPLL is on the top, and the link wires are for the display for the gap channels. It's nicely done, George. To be fair, I can't knock it. It's been done quite nicely, as well as can be for a piggyback PLL. It's not the best mod. It'd be better to mount it on another board, but you know, that's again absolutely pointless. LC. Oh, is it piggyback LC 7232? Is that what I said that was? That's a 7132, Bob. 7132, not a 7232. 7132, mate. There's a 7137, which is the standard chip. It's got 7132 on top of it. So God only knows what channels that does. As I say, I've not got a link to a frequency counter at the moment because I've got no attenuator. But yeah, I must get this one done. I've got to align that other one as well. Fat fingers, was it, Bob? To say, some of these radios, when you look at them and they've been modified, they're an absolute pig's ear. They really are badly done. But this one, to be fair, has been done quite nicely. But it's got to come out. It's not legal. There certainly is a lot going on in a CB radio, isn't there? A lot going on. It's a transmitter and a receiver in one box, that's why. But I find them really interesting, and I really enjoyed fault finding that PLL on the other one. I had an inkling all along it was a PLL, but I always tend to doubt myself, and I like to prove it if I can. Yeah, I really don't know why they've connected that up to the signal meter. That must be for an external signal meter. Unless they're pulling a frequency counter reading off the signal meter. Could that be done? Could they pull a frequency counter off of the signal meter? That's an interesting thought. So maybe we could get a signal reading off of it. Yes, if you see on the back here, just here, that should be the external speaker socket, but they've pulled that out and they've put this phono connector on the end. That's what it is, a phono, and that's actually wired into the S meter up here. So it comes off of that red and black wire all the way to the back, and then we've got this phono connector. So it might be frequency counter output. Yeah, okay, Bob. Fire it on, mate. Wrap it round the coax. Looks similar to one of your old jobs, George, does it? EPROM. 240 channels out of a UK set. What's the Devon weather, Gory? To be fair, it's mixed, Sean, really. We've got a bit of blue sky out there and a bit of cloud. It's 50-50 at the moment. It's not been too bad. Really close earlier. Wrap it round the coax. What do you want me to wrap round the coax, Bob? -10? External speaker. Why are you shouting? Why are you shouting, Bob? So Rob is saying the signal meter is fed from the AGC line. AGC meaning automatic gain control. So Bob thinks it's frequency counter. I ain't, the caps lock went on. Yeah, the external speaker's been disconnected, Bob. I mean, it would have gone in there. It's here at the moment, look. And it really is disconnected. It don't do nothing. Literally, I don't know what they've done there. They've messed with all the decoupling caps have all been chopped off, so it's a bit of work to get that back together. They've disconnected the decoupling caps down here. Let's Going a little bit closer. Where am I? I've got to think where I am here. Right, okay. I'm going to look at the camera, not the screen, really. So yeah, all of these decoupling caps have been cut off, look. And that was the external speaker socket there. It's nice that they've left it in, to be honest, because a lot of hackers would have just chopped that out and left it floating. But they have left it in there so I can revert it. But yeah, this is the phono connector that's connected back onto the meter circuit. So whether we could pull a frequency off of that, I don't know. Yeah, just a normal frequency, a normal phono connector on that. If I can get it in the camera, there we are. There. But this is a Cybernet chassis. Chassis? That was a bit posh, wasn't it? Chassis. It's a Cybernet chassis. And they were the best rigs, to be fair. I think from a CB point of view, you were either a Uniden or a Cybernet man. I sort of went between the two, really. I had I think I had a Uniden 300 as my home base, and I swapped between a Harrier, a Rotel. I had a York as well. I had loads of CBs back in the day. I've still got some of them now. Who's afraid of the DTI? Yeah, who is the DTI these days? So external signal meter, Bob. Yeah, that was my thought on it. Normally the plug on the back would be there to disable the mods if the DTI got interested in the set. Perhaps they just liked an LED display, jealous of an Amstrad 900 901. Yeah. Yeah. They just longed for the Roger Bleep, didn't they, on the Amstrad? They just wanted the Amstrad Roger Bleep. So to check the output frequency, could you not make a sniffer call for your RDS radio and put a sniffer near the area? Did you see earlier, Rob, that I pulled up that thing from TRX bench I'm going to make? That's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking to do, and I'd probably do that fairly quick. I've just got to see if I can get. I've got to see if I can get. I've got an aluminium enclosure somewhere. I think it's up in the loft. But I just want a decent metal enclosure, and I can make that bit of kit up quite easily. Pretty much got everything. All the same board inside. Uniden isn't. No, I know. Uniden and Cybernet were the two rigs to go for, really. There's a lot of other stuff out there. Some of them were good. Amstrad was same as Transcom. Got a 901 there. Some of the 901s were pretty good, George. They were quite good rigs. What's Ron saying? Hope you will work on a tube radio again sometime. Something different. I've got some really interesting tube radios that are so far unseen, Ron, up in the loft. So I've got some interesting Volve radios, as we call them, Volve with an O. Got some Volve stuff up in the loft to have a look at still. Amstrad used 3 boards. Yeah, you're right, Bob, they did. There was a good one and 2 crap ones, to be fair. I think, was it the Japanese board was the good one? I can't remember, but there was I think, a UK CB radio servicing did a comparison between the 3, I think. I'd like another old school base station. I've got a base station up there, which is a Euro 8000, which is okay. They were pretty good. This is back when the mid channels came in legal. Can I get you up there? Yes, I can, because I've got that camera free. I'm not going to dig it down because it's got loads of stuff sat up on top of it, but up on my shelving unit there, you'll see, not very bright. So up there, it's got a bit of glare on it. Ooh. So up there, I've got a Euro 8000 CB base station, along with a load of other old junk stuck on top of it. But it's an 80 channel base station, and they were pretty nice. They were okay actually. The Team 8000 Euro, they were pretty good. So I can dig that one out for play. But what I need to do is get myself. It's pointless having these CB radios and not having an aerial to put up and test them on. So I'm in the process of trying to get hold of a scaffold pole, alloy scaffold pole, and I can stick an Antron 99 on it. So I want it to be able to work 10 meters as well. I want it to be able to do 10 meters. So I have messaged one of the local builders, but he's not got back to me. He's ignoring me, I think. Got me blocked, I reckon. No, I doubt it, but yeah. You've got a nice serial up. You've got it up, George, have you? No way. Yeah, I can use a dummy load to test it, Ron, but I can't get an on-air test with a dummy load. That's the thing. Oh, get a nice Sirio in the air. Oh, sorry, George. I thought you meant get it. Sirio have brought a new aerial out as well, which I was rather interested in. Let's switch over to CB radio mode then. Now, what's it called? I think it's a Gain Master. Is it Gain Master? Yeah. Look at this beast. This is a beauty. Okay. It ain't cheap, but this has come out fairly recently. I don't know why they're still developing stuff. I suppose it's the Italians are mental into CB, aren't they? Cookies, yeah, okay, get off. Google reviews, no, we don't want that. Hopefully you can see this. Let me just see that I'm on screen. I'm really diversifying tonight. As I say, this is a bit of an unplanned live stream. I wanted to come on and get you guys together and just have a general chat. So it's a loaded vertical. What we want is the PDF link to it. Not got that, has it? Gain Master. The data sheet for it. Sirio Store, they'll have it. So it's Italian, and Italians are still well into their CB. I mean, that shows it without radials, but I thought it had radials on it. So there's a 0.625 of a lambda. So that's 0.625 of a wave on the 10-meter band. Still can't find the sheet on it. Ah, here we go. Download the product data here. That's it. Here we go. Here we go. So perhaps it hasn't got radios, and I had it in my head that it had radios, but it hasn't. It's available as a half wave and a 5/8 wave. So you want the 5/8 wave probably, unless you're stuck for height. But look at the band range on it. 25.5 to 30 megs it'll cover. So it would do the whole of the 10-meter band and all of the CB band. So it's 1 to 2 dB higher than a conventional 5/8 wave. 500 watts, well, you can't do that. 400 watts is the max in this country for amateurs, unless you've got a notes of variation. It's DC grounded as well. That's why probably why you don't need radios. Fiberglass tube. It's a really well-made radio. There is a lot more. So it's fairly modern for a CP aerial. It was available from September 2010. I think initially I found it on Nights. Nights is one of the only CB shops left really online. There's a few about. Antennas. 5/8 silver rod was always a good radio, but the half-wave silver rod was always like the reference antenna. This is what I was thinking of getting a solar. Well, it's not an Antron anymore. It's a Solarcon A99. That's 99 quid. And they do the Fire Stick upgrade for stick on the top of it, so that's another 33 quid on top of that. IMAX 2000 was again a very nice aerial, but it's really whippy in the wind. It's really floppy aerial. And he's saying here that he thinks it's too large. And this is the Serio Gainmaster. Let me just get my chat back up again because I can't see what you guys are saying. Thunder Polar next to your sorting office, George, are they? Zorba. You need a DV27. I've got one somewhere, Derek. I've got a DV27 in the shed. Italian dB and Italian watts. 1 kilowatt is QRP for Italians. Oh, come on, let's not slag the Italians off. If they're still developing stuff, then we can't knock it. Sigma 4. George, Sigma 4 was 3/4 wave. And I can remember fitting one of those on my chimney back in the day. It was an absolute monster of an aerial. 3/4 wave CB aerial. It was absolutely huge. And it caused so much TVI, I had to take a blimmin' thing down again. And that's when I put up the Serio 827, which was the best aerial I've ever had. So do the half-wave one, look, and that's now discontinued. Have they got the 827? Here we go, Serio 827. I mean, this, in my opinion, is one of the best aerials ever made. George picked up one of these on my recommendation, but it is a cracking aerial. A real beauty. This was the best CB aerial I ever had, and I had them all. I never tried a beam, but verticals. I've had the Antron 99. I've had the IMAX. I've had a proper Sigma 4, original Sigma 4, not the cheap copy one. Yes, these ground planes are not little stubby things like that. They're quite big. That's a bit of a dodgy picture, that is, really. Length, radial length, 1.4 meters. That ain't 1.4 meters, is it? They are a lot longer than that, so that's a bit naughty, really. But it's a beauty. It's a real nice aerial, that is. 26.4 to 28.4 sort of it'll do 10 meters and 11 meters. Well, not you can mess about with it. I think there was is there adjustment on it or not? I can't remember now. But yeah, I think that's what George has picked up. But we might be able to work 10 meters, George, if you get something like that up, and I can get something similar. But I do quite fancy one of those Game Masters. It gives gain of 3.65 dB. This is the problem. These gain figures are very dodgy with CB aerials, with any aerials really. So that says 3.65 dB gain. I mean, it's another Stereo, so they should compare like for like, shouldn't they, really? See what that Game Master is then. So 3.65. Remember that. So what do they give us dB? They don't tell you. They just say it's 1 to 2 dBs higher than a conventional. But there is go back a page. There is I've gone back too far now. Game Master brochure. This is the proper brochure that I was trying to find just now. See, they don't give you a figure. They just say it's 1 to 2 dB higher than a conventional. So if you're into all these Smith's charts and that, radiation patterns, it is, that's pretty good, to be fair. It's got a good, look at this thing. So this is where they're getting this 1 to 2 dBs more gain. So conventional 5/8 wave. What are they calling a conventional 5/8 wave? Are they just looking at a silver rod 5/8? There's certainly the 827 is going to be very, very similar to this in performance. I wouldn't have thought, to be fair, that there's going to be a lot of difference between those. But there you go. Just a bit of CB aerial talk. I was absolutely mad on CB aerials back in the day. Absolutely mad. I had everything. I tried everything with CB aerials. Absolutely fanatical about it, I was. Shed for the men, caravan for the women. Yeah, I can remember stood up on my roof, George, with a Sigma 4 in my hands, trying to attach it to a chimney lashing kit, mate. Back in the day. and it was a proper original Sigma 4 as well. It was really, really well made. But God, didn't it? It wiped everything out. It was hell of an aerial for DX, but the 827 was better than the Sigma 4, George. So 5/8 wave does give you a better takeoff, I think, than a 3/4 wave. You brought to the ring for the radios as well. A support ring, yeah. Yeah, because they do get hammered, George, especially if you get birds sitting on them. It's bound to, George. You'll be able to tune it up on 20 meters probably with an ATU. The ground plane, well, it's radials really. So Ron saying he thinks mostly our truckers were the main users of CB radios. The last one was a tram tube CB, paid over $900. Christ. Well, she finishes at 8, Sean, so I've got to be wrapped up really within the next sort of 15 minutes. So should be ringing in a minute. Hi, Chris. You don't know how you get permission for all those antennas. Yeah, fire stick and a quality street tin. Yeah, mag mount and a fire stick, just a job. Yeah, you need to get the stick out. Get the stick out, Chris. Yeah, I wouldn't broadcast that, George. Really, don't be broadcasting that, George. Do you want me to take that off, George? Do you want me to take that off, George? Fell asleep at the wheel. What's happening? You just need to watch. You need to watch, Benji. If you're going to keep slipping out like this, you know it's not on really. You've got to get with the program. It's been there long enough to have squatters' rights, George. Okay. So we've just been looking at CB aerials, Benji. To be fair, we've just been looking at CB aerials alongside loads of other things. We've had a look in the guts of the CB. I keep pushing. I've got to wait for the transition and then push the next button. You see, then it works. So we're inside the guts of the Binatone 5-star. The council inspector okayed it when they looked at the extension site and construction. I don't think that's quite planning permission, though, is it, George? Yeah, I'd love one to be. I would love a tower here, but it would just mess our view up completely. I'm thinking. I've been sort of toying with tenor mast, pump up mast. I'm not sure. I really could do with a Yagi for 20 and 40 if I could get away with it. It'd be a bit of a monster of a Yagi, but a nice 20 meter, 40 meter Yagi. Would be very nice. Yeah, so I think Sunday, if I can get the place cleared up Sunday, I'm going to have a play with my Commodore 64s, and I will have a try and see if I can actually hook it up, so we can look at the Commodore 64 on the screen, assuming it works. I've not tried it, people. I've not tried it. Oh, you sorted then, George. Okay. What on, mate? Make it look pretty. Disguise it as a tree. Yes, I mean my idea is to I don't know if I can get my Google Images up. Let me see if I can get Google Images up here. So my idea I've got my TK brackets up at the moment anyway. Got to get the dishes done before Mrs. Cruncher comes home. Don't let me forget. You get me in trouble, else. Let's see if I can find my pictures of me aerials. The aerials. Where are they? Come on. Here we go. No, that's that one. Go back a little bit further. I'll find it in a minute. I'll find it in a minute. Going back through. Have I gone back too far? Might go back too far. I can get bored myself now. um, okay. You can roughly see by this. So this is my inverted L wire coming over. Look, with my trap. That's 80-meter trap. I've got a. What's that for? No, that's 80-meter trap. I've got a 20-meter trap further back, and this little bit of length from here to here is supposed to get me on top band, which it does. But let me view that. Okay, so that's my. Get out of the way, so as I'm in shot as well. I think I'm in shot. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So this is my discone antenna at the moment, and that's my Sony AN1. So I've got my TK brackets. This is my guttering. So my idea is to take this one out. This is a 2-meter pole. I want to take that one out, and I'll put a 3-meter pole in there, or 4-meter, whichever will fit. And what I then want to do is get like a dog leg pole. I don't know what you call it. So I'll stick the discone on the side of the pole, if you know what I mean. And this one will just go back on the bottom. So to take that pole out, just put a bigger pole in, stick an Antron 99 or maybe that Sirio thing on the top of there. I don't want to go above the ridge really. I'll try and keep it below the ridge, then I'm okay with planning. As soon as you start going above the ridge, then you start getting questions asked. So provided you're below the ridge, you're okay. So yeah, I still want to keep my discone up because that's in use all the time on my SDR. But I want to put it out on a dogleg pole, I don't know what you call it, an S pole or something. Pole to pole clamps, and then stick a 10, 11 meter antenna on the top. That's my idea. I think that'll work well because I got the pole on the side, so there's now a tri-band amateur radio on the gable end. Well, it's not on the gable end, it's about here, as you've probably seen before. So there you are. So I think I've done enough rabbiting on for today, haven't I? Not actually done any work really, apart from melted the bench with the monster soldering iron. What do we get? Don't forget the dishes. Yeah, I've got dishes as well. Let's just catch up with the conversation then. That's great stuff though, George. If you've got that, if they give you the thumbs up on that, mate, I'd love one of those towers. Look up a Tram D210, 210. Look more like a ham set. So, some of the radios, I didn't realise, but the old back when CB first came out in 1981, there was two. There was a, I think was it 928 megs as well. So there was the 11 meter 11 meg 2781, and then there was, I think it was a 928 or 968. That's actually not legal now, which I didn't realise. They which is a bit strange because those sets were really expensive back in the day, really expensive. You normal like CB or like me back in the day would never be able to afford one of those sets, but they've made them illegal. 7 minutes past 8. I've still not done the dishes. I'll be getting a phone call any minute, George. Cheers for the poo, George. Do wildlife birds sit on it and become a problem? They do sit on it, some Sean, but they don't become a problem, mate. Brackets too close together. Industry standard is 3 up. Is 3 up, 1 apart. 3 up, 1 apart. George, I put them that close together, mate, because it was just a really light TV aerial, and it was only a disc cone on top of it. It it ain't carrying any weight at the moment, so I may need to drop the lower bracket down a bit to put the bigger antenna on it. Cheers, Pat. I'm glad you enjoyed that, mate. Put a few 100 watts up. It won't be a problem. That'll soon scare them off. Yeah. Send you a link to remove the. Yeah. Cheers, Bob. You know my email, don't you? Stick it on the screen for you again, just in case. If you want to pop me an email with that on it, Bob, that'd be great, mate. CB928 they withdrew for phone use. Yeah, it was really. I actually heard it. I never had one, but I did know somebody that did have one back in the day, and it was really really good. But the trouble is, so few people took it up that it died a death. Really, tram was the best thing you could buy at the time with a Silver Eagle. Silver Eagle mics are beautiful. I'd love a Silver Eagle. Cheers, Derek. When am I going to take a calculator risk and put the calculator together? I've got 2 or 3 kits still to build, Derek. So definitely, maybe if you remind me, we'll do one of those next week. Yeah, I think that was my idea, George. It literally was just a disc cone antenna, and that was perfectly okay. But if I stick it'll probably only be a 10-foot alley pole to be fair, but it ought to go a little bit further apart. If you look at the area I put on the side, oh, I've got a bit of sniffles. Just go back to my pictures a minute. There's Mrs. Cruncher. Hang on, I'm gonna get it in my ear. There we go. Mrs. Cruncher en route. Mrs. Cruncher is en route. Let's get rid of me little picture in picture. Time for me to go, people. So what we're doing here, let me just catch up with the chat and then I'm going to shoot. Is CB still going? It is, Ron. I mean, it's had a bit of a resurrection during this lockdown. There's a lot of people have come back on the air. So where are the legal SSB sets? They are there. They are out there. The President made some, didn't they? You won't be able to resist that one. Oh, yeah, I've got a couple to do, so we'll do one of those next week. Derek, definite. I do fancy that calculator kit because I'm always like trying to work out what resistors and that are. Yeah. A 10-footer alloy will be okay on that as long as you don't put on the original Avanti Sigma 4. That's the one I had, George. That was a beauty, that aerial. Yeah, it certainly is having a bit of a comeback at the moment. The pots aren't done. I've told her that they're not. I've come clean with her, Paul, and said that they ain't done yet, but I'm gonna get them done before she hits the door. Okay. I've just put my order in, Bob. I put my order in for a big tasty or something like that, I think. Human race isn't so bad as long as you stay safe. That's right. Been caught. You can lip read, Andrew, can you? Only one side and I've done those dishes. Yeah. I haven't been buying CB antennas. I will be. If I can get a pole, I'll be buying one. But I need to get a pole first. And someone's put me in touch with a local company that can get me one. So I'm just trying to get some. I'm just trying to get one locally, really, rather than go out and buy one, because apparently the aluminium scaffold poles, you can't use them anymore or something. So a lot of people have got them knocking about. So that's what I'm after. An aluminium CB scaffold pole. Are you getting back into CBs? Well, you see, I used to be like mad into CBs back in the 80s and 90s. Well, you see, and I kept a lot of my CBs that I bought new, because I was an apprentice in the early 80s, and I obviously came out my apprenticeship in the mid 80s, and I was mad into CBs. I had an aerial on my gas van. I had a CB in my gas van. It's great fun, and I did keep a lot of stuff. So I've always been sort of into it, but I've not had an aerial up. Not for the last two properties. I did prior to that, but not for a long time. It is a free for all, George. It is, and it's ridiculous, really. But the thing is, if you've got CBs and you want to tune them up and test them, you need an aerial up, don't you? Really, I can stick a dummy load on. I got a 300-400 watt dummy load there. I can stick on the end of it, but you need to be able to test them, don't you? And I could hear people on CB, but I was only on my long wire, and it's rubbish. You need a vertical for CB. So that's it. Yeah, you can get adapters, George. They make adapters, serial making for all their antennas, so that's not a problem. You remember a shop called CB Carry in Brierley Hill, big local CB? Yeah, we had Breakers Yard up at the local services when I lived in Exeter. So you remember a shop called Tandy? wasn't there Last Man on Earth was called Tandy, wasn't he? That was a cracking series, ridiculous but cracking. Anyway, people, look, I've rabbited on enough. We've not really done anything today apart from have a chat and a look at a few things. Hope you've enjoyed that. It's just a bit of a ramble on. Nothing much to do. But as I say, Sunday I'll see if I can get the Commodore 64 rigged up. So hopefully you'll all join me on Sunday. I say, if you've liked that, obviously give me the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, then hit the subscribe button. And as I say, you've got my email there. Anybody wants to send any info across, then please do. And don't forget to leave comments. So I'll catch you up on Sunday next, if not before. So bye for now, everybody. I'm going to go and do the dishes pretty quick before Mrs. Cruncher comes back and finds I haven't done them. And then I've got to get the Mackie D's down my neck. So catch you all soon. Bye for now.